All right, UFC 281 was an absolutely record-breaking, stunning fight night for many, many different reasons. Record-breaking because 7 first-round finishes. I think that's the most of any UFC event in its 29 years. And it was the UFC's 29th birthday on Saturday, I do believe. Shocking twists. Crazy upsets, lots of knockouts, lots of submissions. So I'm going to go through some general thoughts of the event and certainly what I think is next for the winners and the losers of the big fights at the weekend. Top of the food chain, the main event, Pereira, Israel Adesanya. Not going to go through the ins and outs. Adesanya was doing great. You know, it was certainly his fight to lose in round 5. He was way ahead. It was 3-1 going into the 5th round. But it's not over till it's over. You know, and that speech from his corner and Glover Teixeira imploring him, listen, 5 minutes time, you're going to be a champ. Go out there, empty the tank, go for it. You need a finish. And that's what Pereira went out there and did. I mean, the jab was beautiful, but when he got him up against the fence, that finishing combo, the flurry, kind of put him down for a second. Israel worked back up, defended for a minute. Then Mark Goddard stepped in. And that was it. That was all she wrote. Now, you know about that because you probably saw the fight and you might have saw my recap video about the main event. But we're going to talk about what's next. Now, Izzy, you know, he was very gracious in defeat, went to the post-fight press conference, you know, and he spoke on there about, you know, what a wonderful life, and he's full of gratitude for the position that he's in. And it's very heartwarming, and it's just nice to see, you know, the appreciation that he has.
I'm grateful. What a life. What a moment. Fucking crazy, isn't it? Like, similar to the last time. Same story. It's crazy. But, yeah. I was fine. First thing I said to you or the ref was I was fine because I was still lucid. I was in there, but yeah, shit happens.
You know, he's got a great life, but he wants to be the champion again. Now, what do we do? I think, and Dana even said as well, you know, an instant rematch for Izzy is on the table because he deserves it. And yes, that's 3 wins down, but only 1 in MMA, 2 in kickboxing. I think Izzy deserves it. 20% of the title fights that have happened since Izzy won the belt, Izzy's been a part of. That's an incredibly emotional toll, a physical toll, a mental toll. Very, very tiring. For Izzy, I think he should get the next fight, and I think he should fight Alex Pereira without taking a warm-up or a tune-up fight or whatever. Because if he takes a little time off, which he does deserve, but then Pereira fights, let's say, a Robert Whittaker. Whittaker beats Pereira, and then Izzy fights Whittaker again and beats him? People are always going to say that he was dodging Pereira. So he needs to fight and he needs to beat Pereira. But he needs some time off. I think he should say, yeah, all right, we'll do an instant rematch, but I want 6 months off. I want to take a month. He has no children. I don't believe, I might be wrong there, but go on vacation. Go and reap the rewards of the fruits of your labor. He's a multi-millionaire. He's got a great life. Go and take some downtime. Forget about fighting for at least a month. And then come back hungry, itching to go, and well rested. That should be the next fight. Alex Pereira, once again, up against Israel Adesanya. He defended the belt 7 times. He'd won 12 middleweight title fights in a row. 1 more he would have tied with Anderson Silva. So that is bittersweet for Israel Adesanya. But the man deserves another shot. He's been a workhorse, he's been entertaining, he's been a great champion, he's defended the belt 6 or 7 times. So that is my next move. Pereira versus Izzy in 6 months. 6 months sounds a long way away. It's not. That's like April or May. It's round the corner in terms of fight sports. All right, co-main event, Zhang Weili versus Carla Esparza. Zhang, as we know, she was just too much. She's too much. I mean, Carla went out there and bless her, she caught those body kicks and turned that into a takedown. But the ability of Zhang to be able to turn, almost getting taken down into taking the back, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Listen, she's too physical, too strong, and just, in my opinion, too good. You know, she's going to hang on to that belt for a bit of time, I reckon. You know, obviously, Joanna Jędrzejczyk retired, although she's talking about coming back. Rose Namajunas, yes, of course, she holds 2 victories over Zhang, but I don't think Rose is going to rush back anytime soon. So we have another clear-cut contender, Amanda Lemos. Amanda Lemos just beat Marina Rodriguez last week in stunning fashion. And Lemos is fresh blood, number one, so a fresh contender for Zhang Weili. You know, you don't want to keep fighting the same people. Joanna, Zhang, Rose, you know, them two have just been passing the belt around for ages. And of course, Carla. Lemos is fresh blood, and she deserves it. And it's a new challenge. It's a new taste. It's a new fight that we all get to see. So Amanda Lemos versus Zhang Weili, that is your next strawweight title fight. Carla Esparza, she'll be in a big fight as well, you know. Who knows? Maybe a rematch with Rose Namajunas. But who knows? Rose is probably going to take a bit of time off. Right, let's have a look. Right, people's main event, Poirier, Michael Chandler. We know Poirier got the job done. Afterwards, at the post-fight press conference, Poirier was calling Chandler a dirty fighter, saying that he was fish hooking his mouth to try and expose the neck. You know, you fish hook him, you pull him up, you get the neck, you choke him out. Not only that, but apparently he was just snotting all over him, spraying blood all over his face. Poirier called him a dirty fighter for the fish hooking, for the blood, for the snot, for all the rest of it.
And I told him he's a dirty motherfucker too, for putting his fingers in my mouth and blowing his nose, and you know, it's all good.
I got a rocket up my nose right now, trying to keep it stopping from bleeding. I mean, it was, if I wanted to breathe, that blood needed to come out. So I mean, it wasn't a malicious weird thing, but it was definitely like, hey man, sorry you're down there, but I didn't create gravity.
But hey, look, listen, if I'm on my back and someone's trying to snot me in the face, I'd rather they snotted me blood in the face than land a huge elbow or a giant hammer fist or a punch to my dome. You know what I mean? I'll take getting snotted on all day long. Reality is, if you're not trying to do things like that, then what are we even doing here, right? But here's a little tip. If you want to expose someone's neck, you don't have to fish hook them. You get the fingers and you shove it under the nose, under the septum. That will bring the head up pretty quick. Little tip for you there, guys. So what's next? Well, a title fight for the winner of this one is logical thinking, because you've got Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier, two of the top guys. Islam Makhachev hasn't fought either of them. However, Islam is fighting Alexander Volkanovski. That was made official last night. That's going down in February in Perth, Australia. So Islam's fighting somebody, okay? Chandler, I mean, so much respect for the guy. What a fight that was, and what a fighter he is. But he's lost 3 out of 5 in the UFC so far. So he's going to go and turn this around, because yeah, he's a fan favorite, and he will still get huge fights, but he wants to win. So, you know, maybe he might fight Conor McGregor, but McGregor's not going to be back for a while. Regardless, it's going to be a big fight, and Michael Chandler's always money. For Dustin Poirier, so Islam's in a title fight. If we're just calling this fair, right, there's another guy that deserves a #1 title eliminator, and that man is Beneil Dariush. He's the guy that's getting overlooked here, a guy that's on a long win streak, a guy that just beat Mateusz Gamrot and many, many others. So the reality is, if all's fair in love and war, and it's the logical choice, then it is Dustin Poirier taking on Beneil Dariush, and the winner fights the winner of Islam versus Volkanovski. So there you go. There's Poirier's next fight, Charles Oliveira. But who knows? Right, Frankie Edgar, Chris Gutierrez. Frankie Edgar, happy retirement, brother. An absolute true legend of the sport. 100% the man's going to be in the Hall of Fame. And I can't wait to see it, because he was sad last night, but he's going to look back and be very, very proud of his career, and he should be. Chris Gutierrez at bantamweight, I mean, the man's on a sensational run. I think that's 7 or 8 in a row. Just took out Frankie Edgar. And that is another star, another name to add to the mix. At bantamweight. Bantamweight is spicing up. Henry Cejudo's coming back. Cheeto, O'Malley, Piotr Jan, Aljamain Sterling, Corey Sandhagen, TJ Dillashaw just had surgery. He's out for a bit, but Chris Gutierrez, we're not sure what's going to happen next. Aljamain says he's out for a little while, so we don't know what's going to happen, but Chris Gutierrez will fight one of those big names next. Claudio Puelles versus Dan Hooker. Claudio, love the guy. One-dimensional. You can't keep rolling around on your back. You can't keep going for Imanari rolls, right?
Good luck with that. He's a...
I'm not criticizing the guy. He's very skillful. He's very talented. But you can't be one-dimensional in this day and age. You cannot keep flopping to your back. You cannot keep falling down. And you cannot keep having the crowd boo you for doing so. It looks like you're not engaging. Then when you get caught with a couple of team kicks and you go down, the referee's going to stop the fight. Simple as that. So what's next for Claudio Puelles? Work on your boxing. Work on your kickboxing. Work on your Thai. You know what I mean? Work on rounding out your skill set. I am a fan of the man. I love to watch him fight, but he's got to close the gap between the grappling and the striking. Dan Hooker's back. Dan Hooker looked fantastic. You know, just goes to show. You know, I think those weight cuts down to 145 weren't the best idea for him, but at 155, he's still a legit contender. He's still there. Yes, he's on a losing streak before this, so it isn't going to be a huge fight, but another fight like Claudio Puelles, somebody like that, to continue the rise, to continue finding his mojo, because after what we saw last night, I think it's clearly evident Dan Hooker still got a lot to give. Renato Moicano versus Brad Riddell. Give Renato Moicano his money. I mean, that post-fight speech was just amazing. The performance was great. The jab, again, on display. The jab of Pereira. The jab of Renato Moicano. That set up the takedown. He took the neck home. He got the win. And he rocked it on the microphone. And he'll be on the Believe You Me podcast this week, I believe. So keep an eye out for that one. Ryan Spann, Dominic Reyes. Oh, my God. Once again, the jab. That finishing blow was a jab. Okay, and the jab is so, they say it's underutilized. It shouldn't be underutilized. The jab is the key to the door. If you're a fighter, if you're an amateur, you're a boxer, MMA, kickboxer, whatever it is, this thing, the jab, is such a crucial weapon. You can use it defensively. You can use it offensively. You can really load up, grind your feet in there, turn it over, and generate a lot of power. It can be a knockout blow. And Ryan Spann dropped him and finished that one in absolute style. Can't wait for that one. Molly McCann didn't get the job done against Erin Blanchfield. Erin went forward. Molly went forward almost with reckless abandon. Okay, when you're fighting somebody that wants to take you down, you've got to learn to take your time, to be a little bit strategic. If you're going forward and they level change and come in, you're giving them the takedown. And that's essentially, in Molly's eagerness to put on a great fight, a great performance, to give the people what they want, which is what she does. In her eagerness to do so, she allowed Erin to kind of get the takedown a little bit easier. You know, Erin shot perfectly, timed it wonderfully, so she deserves the credit. But if Molly was standing back a little bit and letting Erin come to her, maybe she wouldn't have got him taken down so easy. But we all love Molly, you know, and she'll be back. But still, main thing is Pereira Adesanya, instant rematch. Zhang Weili, Amanda Lemos, Gutierrez is a contender. Dan Hooker's back. Molly McCann will learn. Erin Blanchfield is a name that we all know right now. Carlos Ulberg got a great knockout in the first fight of the night, and that's about it. General ramblings about UFC 281 and what will be next. Okay, subscribe and ring the bell if you want to do that. I would appreciate it, but you guys take care. See you soon.